I'm young now, I'm only 19, but I have a lot of time left, and I want to be one of the greatest to ever play this game.
Archie Lee Goodwin III, born August 17th, 1994. Today's feature has been compared to elite talents like John Wall, Tyreke Evans, and Kevin Durant. All warranted leaving high school ranked as high as 9th overall, heading to a program in Kentucky known to recruit the best and push prospects straight through to the NBA draft at the highest rate as of recent. As far as Gatorade Player of the Year, he won that award for the state of Arkansas twice, as well as a state championship and a McDonald's All-American. What helped Archie's game is that it was eerily similar in mixture of all the guys mentioned, but being 6'5", he could play both shooting guard and point guard, and with some development physically, maybe even the small forward position as well. This all made the potential seen in him skyrocket into him being considered a serious candidate to be a one-and-done NBA draft pick, but also too much an expectation for the 18-year-old heading into Kentucky who had just won the national championship and had arguably the best freshman in Kentucky history and most successful under Coach Calipari. Archie didn't disappoint at all, eventually leading the Wildcats in scoring as a freshman, excelling for his ability to get to the rim at will, long arms to finish when he got there, and a graceful athlete on the floor or in the air, so his high-flying dunks and acrobatic layups were a thing of beauty that wowed scouts. He ended up being taken toward the end of the first round, Phoenix moving up a spot to grab him, with hopes they had only seen the floor of his potential. The evidence was clear from his 1 year in college that he wasn't at all a good shooter to say the least, hitting on just 64% of his shots from the free throw line and 26% from beyond three. But his 14 points per game average to lead a program like Kentucky in scoring, his seldom outbursts like scoring a career-high 28 points 4 games into his first year, and 22 points, 9 assists, and 9 rebounds, an almost triple-double that would have been just the second time accomplished in Kentucky history the game after, were too much not to make him a strong first-round candidate, which the Suns made him. His first year, it was understandable he didn't do so well, with the Suns performing better than expected, but the years after felt to everyone involved, Goodwin straddled the line between his skills not developing and showing signs they may be somewhere around the corner. You could hear them coming, but for these reasons, they never got there. What happened? Salute to T-Rock Too Funny, it's your boy JC Stunted Growth. Let's get it, man. Archie Goodwin is a 6'5" combo guard from Little Rock, Arkansas that starred for Sylvan Hills High School in Sherwood that was unstoppable against his competition. Slow to develop, Archie worked on his game at 6 a.m. in the morning, then practiced with his teammates, went to school and practiced after. Ball was life and it paid off, leading to him being one of the best Arkansas players in history, winning a 5A state championship as a senior, as mentioned, twice winning the Gatorade Award for the state's best player, and being recognized as a top 15 player in the country, joining the others for the McDonald's All-American annual game. He was ultra confident at that point, silky smooth, with the potential to grow into a two-way player with his long arms and athleticism. He chose Kentucky after being heavily recruited as a no-brainer situation, seeing all the program were doing for NBA prospects, and his time there didn't disappoint as far as him being next in line. His numbers were a different story and should have told he and a team with a first-round pick his potential needed more time. Stunt number 1, needed more time. The most difficult thing to do in a position of advice in this situation is telling a player not to take the opportunity of being able to leave early for the NBA. Not just leave early, but the chance to be a first-round pick. This player, who managed to fly under so many people's radar, was at the point he could do that after only 1 season in college. He had handle, scoring ability, and had a smooth jumper that he used to average 14 points a game as a freshman, even though in a year he didn't exactly show his full capable talent. So what does a player do in this situation? He comes into a program that at the time were peaking in the Coach Cal system, winning a championship. He leads the team in scoring regardless of the low percentages he uses to do so, and has most scouts telling him he can go anywhere from lottery to the late first round in the draft and accomplish his longtime dream and help his family. On the other side of this gray area is a player that you know needs more time in school. His skills were so raw at the time, it's like he had all the tools but kept them in his pockets. He didn't have a reliable tool bag as yet, as in his game wasn't refined and efficient, so leaving early and not being ready could hurt his future, and it eventually did. His potential wasn't polished in areas like shooting and being an attentive and aware defender, and would have benefited from another year in college, but I for one wouldn't have advised that because of the success he achieved to put himself in position, and this is an opportunity that may not come again due to injury, skills declining, or being overshadowed by younger players. How could one possibly tell a guy in that position to stay? Kentucky is also the hottest school in college basketball at that point. You stay too long there and another top flight player comes in and plays well, no one remembers you or your potential takes a hit. He had to leave. He was just caught in a position where his potential needed that refinement, but his stock was so high that college wasn't going to do it for him. And so he entered the draft, the second youngest that year to do so. Stunt number 2, sacrificing later for now. Goodwin would go on to be selected with the 29th pick in the 2013 NBA draft. Although he was a first-round pick that accomplished his dream of making it to the league, he sacrificed his future in order to do it. Late first-round picks don't make that much, definitely not enough to feed your entire family and live a comfortable life. The real money comes in most players' second contract, and without the refined tools and the right situation, most late first rounders never get that. Archie was placed in a situation that was equally good as it was bad. Going to a place like the Phoenix Suns, you have the opportunity to show out on a bad team, a team that didn't make the playoffs the year before, but unsuspectedly, Phoenix were a good team his rookie season, behind heavy guard play and veteran leadership, winning 48 games and actually having a chance until the very end to make a playoff push. Rookies and young guys' minutes suffered, and for Archie, that meant just 10 minutes a game. Even in limited minutes, Goodwin showed he wasn't quite ready for league play. He went scoreless in his NBA debut, and in the following game he was 2 of 5 from the floor. His career didn't get off to a good start, leading to him being sent to the D-League. This can do a lot for a player, good and bad, as it helps to refine and polish their tools in areas they needed to against better competition, but it also says to the player that you're not good enough at the moment, and who knows what effect that can have on them mentally. This is where that time in school could have improved his position on draft night, leading to a better situation than Phoenix. Not that the Suns were a bad fit, but Goodwin just wasn't ready enough to blossom on a roster he could have had an immediate impact. His maturity also wasn't where it needed to be, being arrested in May after his rookie season for disorderly conduct, showing his mentality was yet focused on having a breakout, all-important sophomore NBA season, as off the court as well as on, he just wasn't ready. Stunt number 3, the guard love affair in Phoenix. For whatever reason, the Suns around the time of Archie's tenure were head over heels for any young guard they could get their hands on, and it didn't matter what size they were or if they all played the same position. To them, they just wanted to have as much insurance as possible and find their lead guard of the future in whoever rose to the top. In his second season, there were a total of 7 point guards on the Suns roster, just about all playing minutes at shooting guard as well. The Suns were trying a rotation of Goran Dragic, Brandon Knight, and Eric Bledsoe, not to mention rookie first-round pick Tyler Ennis. Even though Archie's skills didn't seem to take a step forward, still shooting underwhelming percentages and contributing more turnovers than assists, it was hard to get the time he needed in Phoenix, leading to a trade request, leading to the team unable to find one and waiving Goodwin in 2016. Since then, he played 15 games for 2 teams and began his journey through the D-League and overseas at just 22-23 years old. All in all, potential is a serious thing to bank on. It takes a guy just as serious about his game to be able to make the decision Archie made, and it's sad he had to learn that way. He still accomplished a lot playing in the NBA, and believe it or not, is still just 28-29 years old. His potential never came around that corner, and for these reasons, his growth was stunted. Salute, much respect. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth, and I'm out.